Hi, my name is Stephen McGee and I'm the author of Toxic Electricity. And we're here today to talk about the heart. One of the things I've been researching recently is the toxicity of the electrical system, and I've noticed that certain electrical exposures will induce heart arrhythmias or irregular heartbeats. And we're going to go through some of those exposures that I've identified. And I just wanted to let you know before we do is that I've also identified that it's also completely curable by removing the exposures and avoiding the exposures. So it's very easy to turn heart arrhythmia on. It's also very easy to turn it off without any drugs or medications. So the first thing that I noticed heart arrhythmia occurring around is documented in Toxic Electricity, and that's power lines. So utility overhead power lines. If you spend too much time around them, certainly in my case, you'll get heart arrhythmia. And it's easily cured by avoiding utility overhead power lines. So that was an interesting find. The other thing that I found is the grounding or earthing system will also induce it. If you have extended prolonged contact with an earthing or grounding utility system, then that will also induce heart arrhythmia. So it was a very interesting finding, and I've just finished assessing this technique and I ended up having heart arrhythmia by the end of it. And it cleared up over the space of about 3 weeks. About 3 weeks after finishing this technique, I completely cleared up the heart arrhythmia that showed up. So heart arrhythmia can easily come and it can easily go. An extension of this earthing health technique is what many people use in their jobs. It's these anti-static straps. They generally plug in to the utility ground or earth connection, and they have a little resistor in the cable, and you put the wrist strap on and it grounds you to the utility system. The problem is if you've got a noisy or dirty utility system, then there's going to be a lot of frequencies coupling into your body. Extended exposure to that's going to make you quite sick, and it may well induce heart arrhythmia into you. So you want to avoid any kind of technique that keeps you grounded. And things like power tools, electric power tools that may have a metal case or a metal sewing machine. Or if you work in a kitchen, those metal stainless steel counters, they all put you in contact generally with the electrical grounding system. So let's move on to our next thing that I've identified, and that is smart meters. Now the utilities have been going around installing smart meters. They basically have a transmission device inside them, and it broadcasts microwave radiation into the environment. And there's many people reporting heart problems around these smart meters. And they generally notice it within a few weeks of the device being installed at the property. And the longer it's there, the sicker they get until it's actually removed. So there's a big campaign going on right now. Many countries have these campaigns going, basically protesting that they don't want smart meters installed at the properties because of all the health problems that have been seen. And it's not just limited to heart arrhythmia, it's a wide-ranging set of conditions that show up. So that's another interesting finding. And this little device here, it's a wireless router. So it's Wi-Fi. So if you sit too close to one of these devices, it can actually cause heart arrhythmia to occur. And it does a bunch of other stuff too. And all this falls under the classification of radio wave sickness. It's all extensively documented. If you Google radio wave sickness, you'll see that all these electrical exposures all have very well documented symptoms to them, and they fall under that classification of radio wave sickness. And if you have radio wave sickness for too long, it may well lead to electromagnetic hypersensitivity, and that is a more severe form of radio wave sickness, which tends to be quite permanent and can take a long time to clear it up if you can clear it up. So that's the toxicity of the electrical system for you regarding the heart and regular heartbeats and heart arrhythmias. If you want to find out more about the subject, you'll find it in my book. I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and I wish you the very best of health. Thank you.